Yes! Yes, Joni!
All right, you guys excited? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Joni Labin, and I will be your host for the first year class show of 2018. That was screwed up. Before we begin the screening, let's be good med students and review our notes from this past year. For those of you whose brains have liquefied since the last neuro test, let me remind you of the things you learned this past year and promptly forgot. We stepped into the arena of the anatomy lab and spent 5 intense months diving into the intricacies and wonders of the human body, and learned about wing scapula, and goddammit, wing scapula. Yes. But some of us were a little too eager to learn anatomy, especially reproductive anatomy. I am, of course, referring to the incident where pornography was found on multiple iPads in the anatomy suite. Folks, this is not what they meant when they said anatomy class was hard. Let's leave the rigor mortis to the cadavers. But let's really think about what happened, because I think it says a lot about us as a class. 12 iPads were found to have porn on them. So, of course, Watch Who Being Watch You formed a committee to track down the masturbators, I mean the perpetrators. But they were unsuccessful, and I have a theory as to why. If you could all please raise your hand if you have been in the anatomy suite dissecting before. Okay, please raise your hand if you watch porn. Okay. So other than a few brave, perverted souls out there, all of you are lying. I know you all watch porn, which makes me wonder where your hands are right now. It's obviously, the perpetrator was obviously, someone in the crowd. And I know that because nothing says Wash You Med student like the fact that the videos were played at 2x. Guys, this brings new meaning to Dr. Meiser's catchphrase, Gunner's Delight. Okay. Enough. Then we moved on to second block, where our asses were introduced to Satan's pitchfork. If you were like me, the little sleep you got was spent dreaming of more sleep. You yearned for those blissful days in anatomy spent stroking your chin, or jerking off the gloves, ready to go back home. But then came neuroblock. And you know, until Wednesday, this past week was pretty rough. We existed in a state of exam purgatory, where none of us could be completely sure we had passed. But while our class is clearly not the smartest, we are amazing guessers. We guessed that out of all of us, Doug would be the one to break a nearly full bottle of whiskey during Dr. Pi's After experiencing float trip, we guessed that Greg would be the kid that passes out literally everywhere. Okay, we guessed that Kevin Lee I'm sorry, Kevin. And we guessed that MedPortal would be terrible. And now WUSM is testing out their new software on us, called Canvas. I decided to ask some students and see what they had to say, so let's go through some of the reviews so far. Alex Markov says, it's far too low yield. I asked Jay Dalton, who said, woof. So I asked Emily Murfeld, who also said, I decided, I have to get a different perspective on things. So I asked Justin Porter what he thought of Canvas. And he told me he harbors absolutely no resentment towards the extremely limited technological capabilities of WUSM's IT department. I then asked Radhika, who told me, quote, "I have a feeling we're going to be faced with opportunities for improvement all our lives." I continue. So going through this reflective process now might be a blessing in disguise. Radhika, we all know you actually hate Canvas, but you're just eyeing that new position of Dean of WashU. I asked our class president, Jose, who told me, "Me llamo Jorge, no me gusta que se ruido." Then I asked our OSR. I asked Sharon for her thoughts, and she told me she's not too familiar with Canvas because she's been busy rebuilding a foundation of trust between our class and the parking garage authorities. I then asked Tori for her thoughts, and she told me, "I feel like, no. I mean, it's just really kind of, well, I wish that, you know?" Yes, Tori. Last night I asked Dr. Pilates, and he wanted to start a new discussion thread at the time. So keep an eye out for that. Finally, I was like, guys, I have to stop asking med students. So I wanted to know if the OTs were also guinea pigs for the new portal system. So I found one of them. Turns out they don't have Canvas. But they wanted me to tell you guys to get really excited about the 5th annual Gingerbread Experiment that is fast approaching next winter. Okay. I'd like to bring your attention to one of the proud hands that was raised earlier. Dean Shapiro's in the house, guys. Right back there. All right. Dean Shapiro served as Executive Vice Chancellor for Medical Affairs and Dean of WashU School of Medicine for 12 years. He dissected in the same anatomy lab as us, arriving at WashU 50 years ago, probably by horse and buggy. Over the past half-century, he has led this institution from bloodletting evil humors to mRNA gene therapy, whatever the hell else we learned in biochem. But seriously, he's an exceptional leader who's elevated the quality and reputation of the entire medical school, an institution with a rich history, a history that Dr. Shapiro helped write down with his preferred writing utensils, stone and chisel. We love you, Dr. Shapiro, and wish you all the best in retirement. Dr. Shapiro, please put down the applesauce. I'm saying that we love you and we wish you all the best. Now, back to the class of 2018. The work that they've done is incredible. I really do think it's an exceptional year for class videos. One of them, Whistle Top Model, recounts the class of 2018's debut on the WashU admissions folder and brochure. Now, the selection process for who we chosen for the cover was stressful and a source of great anxiety. Emails were sent out to only a few of the 123 students of our class. When I emailed Andy in room 100 about the selection process, he replied, and I quote, "If anyone persists in why they weren't chosen, feel free to direct them to Dr. Ratz, who can confirm that the 2-part list of qualifications was topped by diverse approach, followed by random." Turns out random means, are you ridiculously, ridiculously good looking? You can tell who the centerfold is. All right, perverts. Put those crusty hands together for the best class show that's ever been made, the class of 2018.